We still got to wait for them.
Okay, we don't have anybody in here with us just yet, Jed, but this is the night with the OGs
Yeah.
where we pretty much talk about what we want to talk about. And tonight we just gonna kick around a few little things here and try to wait on, see if we got anybody coming in with us.
Well, since it's that way, we'll continue that little story we had before we came on.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, now I had my father come live with me his last few years because the lady he was staying with told him straight out, "You getting out." The daughter told him, "You getting out of my mama's house. She can't take care of you and her." So I brought him with me. He stayed with me from 2019 to 22. Now, sometime I think he did me right, and then I know he did me wrong for the simple
Hey,
reason
Happy Mac.
out of 60 something years, he never claimed me as being his son, except for when I went to Chicago and I had my dress screens on. He said, "That's my son. That's my son." Other than that, he wouldn't acknowledge me as being his son.
Mm-hmm.
And he only out of them 60 years, I only lived with him 6 years. But I was 13 years old, and from 13 to high school, I was gone. And he never showed that fatherly love.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why my kids are kind of spoiled, because I try to make sure I didn't do the things that he did. So I think that my kids are spoiled. They're spoiled in a good way and a bad way, but they're spoiled.
Hey, Cheryl. Happy Mac want to know, was your daddy named Kenneth?
Nah, his name was Eddie.
Well, what we are talking about tonight, people, is Jed and myself was already had a little conversation going before we went live.
Hey, Cheryl.
And hey, Casey.
Happy Mac.
And we was already talking about this conversation about us giving, hey, Queen Unbiased.
Hey, Queen.
About we are probably spoiling our kids because we had maybe hard time, rough times ourselves. So a lot of our children really don't appreciate. Now you hear me say a lot of them. I didn't say all of them. Don't appreciate some of the things we do, and then sometimes we try to overdo it to compensate.
Yeah.
The less things that we had, what we shared. So we're just kicking that around a little bit, and you all are welcome to voice your opinion on the matter. And like I said, this is open chat. So whatever you got to talk about or you want to say is fine on this particular night and this particular hour. But first, we want to welcome all of you for joining us at this late hour.
Welcome in.
I don't know where it's, you might be earlier where you at than what I am, so I don't know. It just depends. I don't know, as Miss Shirley's not here yet, Cheryl. She might be still at one of the card games, but you better believe she'll be here.
She'll be in here looking all sharp.
Yeah, she'll be there making JG and myself look bad. Hey, thank you, Happy Mac. But one of the things you know what I've been doing, if you know me, you know what I've been doing today. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
And I've been out there in the bushes. Like I told you, I'm very impatient, very impatient. Walk down to the garden every day and had to open the gate and go in and look real close, just about get on my knees. But now I can stand up and see my how you want to phrase this? I can stand up and see the activity of my veggies.
Hey.
As a matter of fact, I got veggies up, and it's less than a week old. And that's what's so exciting to me.
Well, you did get a lot of rain, didn't you?
Oh man, yeah, we had a storm last night, early this morning. It was a storm.
It said we were supposed to get rain last night and this morning, but I looked outside, wasn't nothing wet.
Oh well,
And that's the only reason I didn't water my trees yesterday. I mean, yes, yesterday I didn't water the trees because I said it was going to rain. Now tomorrow I got to go out there and water them trees.
well, it must have went around you and just hit us smack dead in the face because it was something rough because it woke us up.
No, it ain't bother me none. My children, I gave them a chance on Sunday to say anything they wanted to because growing up we could not have opinion. That is true.
yeah, that part.
That is true. But these young people right now, I'm speaking from what I know. The young people today, they're kind of stupid with it because you're gonna say, "Well, he has his own opinion." A child does not have his own opinion when he's under a certain age. He does not have his own opinion. He could say he don't want to eat his oatmeal or grits or whatever. Okay, that's fine. But until you really get to an age, you ain't gonna have no real opinions unless I say, okay, that's fine. But other than that, you're gonna do what I say until you get to an age that you understand what you're saying.
Under your roof.
Hey.
Happy Mac, we're not sending all the rain your way because we'll be begging for some as soon as this hot weather hit.
Yeah.
We're getting plenty right now. They used to say that April is April showers, bring May flowers. But it's May, and we getting April showers.
Well, like you said, the weather been acting crazy this whole year. My children are in the late 40s. Oh, Lord.
Okay.
My oldest one is 37. 37, 34, 30. I forgot the other one. But
don't hurt yourself.
We had 2, but we raised 5.
Oh, okay. Well, I think back in the day, everybody raised more children than they actually had.
Yeah.
Because if you had other kids coming around with your kids, then you pretty much helped raise them.
Yeah.
Because my mom, yeah, you're right, Cheryl. They can have an opinion, but I didn't say that they was right. You're so true there.
Yeah.
But I had friends that come with me over to our house, and my mom would treat them just like she treated me. You mind her, and just like you would mind, even if you didn't mind at home, you would mind her.
Right.
Let me put it like that. And she would feed you or whatever, and she would bust your butt.
Yeah, I got this buddy named, well, not my buddy, but he's along with my son. I think he graduated 2 or 3 years ahead of my son. But whenever they were out playing and stuff, he would always come to my house. My dad, what's for dinner? What's cooking? He always came for something to eat. His dad passed a few years later, and we were all at the funeral. I was sitting towards the back. Shoot, he walked up to me. Mr. Eddie, you my daddy now. I said, when? I said, oh, no, woo. He shook me, but I didn't have a problem with it.
But that was part of my topic, which we really don't have a topic on open chat. But I just wanted to ask the question about, are you grateful? Are you grateful? Do you have any reason to be grateful? In the real world, your boss, the low IRS don't care about your opinion. Yeah, you're right about that, Mike. You're so right about that. And yeah. Hey, Mona, how you doing?
How you doing, Mona?
Glad to see you. But another thing, I just want to know what happened to the respect. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what happened to people giving respect, people respecting their elders? Or, for example, what I'm saying is, the other day I went to a particular place. I'm not calling any names or whatever, but I went to this particular place and I held the door open for the lady and the guy behind me for them to come on in. And when I was leaving, it was people went out the door, and then this lady came behind those people, and they just shut the door right on her. I mean, they didn't hold the door for her or anything. That's what I was just wondering is what has happened to the respect. Hey, Sylvia.
I seen it too. I don't understand the young people today. But the thing, we also got to look at too, there's a different age where our parents make sure you respect another adult. That's the same thing where when I get in trouble down at Miss Lena May house, Betty Lou already knew about it before I got to the house.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so Lena May gonna get me, and Betty Lou gonna get me.
Yes.
So, and that what teaches us to have respect for each other. Plus, the parent is always telling the child, you respect your elder, no matter what, you respect your elder. And even if it's a bad situation, you still respect them and you give your opinion in a polite way.
Yes. But, you know, far as that goes, yeah, we was always taught, you know, if there is a lady or elder or whatever, you know, you hold the door.
That's it. That's
You
it.
don't just walk in front of them, you just hold the door open for them. And I learned that as a child, and it's still in me now. And I'm just like Happy Mac. I feel blessed, definitely blessed.
Hey, Sylvia.
CC, how you doing down there in Texas? Of course, me and Jed ain't in Texas. This ain't Texas, but
No, we ain't in Texas. We ain't going fishing right now. Hint, hint.
but I will see you soon, CC. Very soon.
Lake CC. Okay.
Yeah, well, you're right about that, Cheryl, in so many ways. They are busy because the parents, the way they have to work now is, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it, but I don't think it's just all the parents. It's in the doggone water.
Yeah.
And if you know what I'm saying, it's the people above those people got to have respect in order for it to trickle down.
It's in the water, it's in the food, it's in all the stuff that actually the young people, it hits their mind and they don't think right, and they don't use logic. The word says train up a child in the way they should go. That's not just talking about the word of God, but train up a child when they become of age, they will know what to do, what to say, where to go, and how to handle situations. And today, it's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, parents are the the mama's working, the daddy's working, and the kids are basically taking care of themselves with their computers.
Yeah, yeah,
And, and even though they got AI and all that, the AI ain't trying to teach no kid how to be respectful.
yeah. And then not only that too, it's like Cheryl said, we had more responsibilities than they have now.
Hello, New Orleans Gardner. How you doing?
Hey, T-Knock, we had a lot more, and we was more occupied.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you and me too, latchkey generation. I know you're right about that. because I had a certain time that I had to be home. Yeah, I believe that too, unbiased. I believe they choose to be disrespectful. Well, I mean, if you see it every day
Well,
and you see it coming from other people in other positions higher than what you are, then, it's going to trickle down. And they see it, and the next thing you know, they're doing it.
she is Sunshine. How you doing?
They see it sunshine, and they feel like they don't have to have that respect because nobody else is showing it. If this
Now,
person can do this and get away with it, then I can do that too. And it happens.
now I got some grandkids. Well, if my son see this, truth is the truth. I got some grandkids. When they're not here, they don't be polite. They don't say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They don't know all that stuff. But when they come in this door right here, they know how to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They on cue. But as long as they're not in our presence, they liable to say anything.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And don't say my kid or my child won't do this or won't do that. Because you don't know what they're going to do when you're not around or they're not around you. I agree with that.
Miss Cheryl, child abuse and discipline, yeah.
And stop
Because,
discipline.
because you beat your child, that is not abuse. If you beat your child for no reason at all, it can be considered abuse. But me, my kids, my grandkids, they know as long as they're on this property, if they're in the wrong and it ain't got right, Papa gonna get the belt.
Hey, Miss Murphy.
One of the boys that I raised, he called himself running away. I tore his behind up, took him to the police station, and I said, "Tell them folks what your problem is." He told them and everything, and the deputy said, "Y'all need to go in that cell right there." And he put a smile on his face until he told him, "Y'all go in that cell for me to whoop his behind again." he lost a smile then. Popo said, "Take him out of the cell and tear his behind up." He lost a smile off his face then.
Hey, Katrina.
Like I tell my grandson that y'all see here and everything, I'm not going to tell you nothing to hurt you. If I tell you something to hurt you, start yelling, complain, whatever. But if I'm not trying to hurt you,
Miss Murphy.
Listen.
Well,
hey, Miss Robin.
I can relate to that because it's just the fact, Jed, that I just like I said, I was just trying to figure out myself what has happened to the respect that we used to give to each other. The thing about it, this is one of the things that I like about this community here, this particular community that we're in. We haven't met everybody, but the ones we have met, we only met them for a short period of time. And it seemed like we got more respect for each other than a lot of these people out here.
That's true.
Yeah, Cheryl. And Miss Nora,
Well,
she said the last whooping was at 5 and then in the 7th grade, smelling themselves. Yeah, sound like what my mom and grandma used to say.
well, Miss Cheryl, my last whooping, I was 17 years old when I got my last whooping. 17 years old, because I smelt myself and told my mom I was dropping out of school. And she said, okay. She went to the room, took her nurse uniform off and everything. And I was in my room watching TV. She came in the room, put her knee in my chest, tore my behind up. And out of 1,500 some students, I was number 35. So, hey, I put the work in after that whooping.
Well, I don't know how many of you all saw that movie, Scared Straight.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you have to put the fear of God in them. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You have to do it. You can either help them along, train them, or either you can let the judicial system train them.
Right.
And I'm sure that nobody wants to see their kid or child locked up.
And the bad thing about it is when the child get locked up, they're going to have it in their heart against their parents. You should have taught me better. You should have this. You did it. I tried to teach you better, but you figure you can run the world by yourself. Now, when the world got you in these cages and you got to do what they say, now you want to feel all sorry and pay attention. No, pay attention before it happened.
I was laughing at Miss Nora Cheryl. She said she was 17 and her daddy beat her up the steps while she was running, causing her mouth.
Hey, see Mama grows. Welcome in.
Hard in the yard. Hard in the garden.
Telling your daddy and his sister flew right. That's right. I didn't have that benefit of my mother telling me, I'm gonna tell your daddy on you. I didn't have that benefit. And even when I lived with my daddy for 6 years, and from that whole 6 years, he ain't never stepped to me. I was 13. I looked like a man, but I wasn't a man. So he never stepped to me.
I was just laughing at some of the comments that is being said in here because a lot of this sounds like something my grandma and my mom would do. And I mean,
I didn't ask to be here. Okay. Show them what they say.
You know, but back some time ago, you never got too grown. You know what I mean? For your parents. Because they would tell you right quick. You're never too grown for me.
That's it.
Yeah, well, I used to like for if I was going to get a whooping, I'd much rather for my daddy to whoop me than my mama. you was the opposite though, CC. Because really, my daddy would just do maybe 1 or 2 licks and that was it. But my mama, boy, she would pull them pants tight and have me scooting and scopping and jumping and hopping and backing up and everything. But it didn't take long for me to learn not to do what I did.
Yeah.
And what they say, no pain, no gain.
I ain't worried about that. I most definitely got pain. I got marked back in the military and stuff. Guys, you getting a tattoo here? Hey, we gonna get this tattoo such and such. I got tattoos on me, but that's what my mama left on me.
Yeah.
That's it. From my mama walking behind. That's the only tattoos I got.
Yeah. I was laughing at Happy Mac, boy, I'm telling you.
And talking while she was whipping me. I'm biased. That's one of the things. When I whoop them, I love talking. When I'm whooping, I love to talk because I wanted to resonate with you.
Well, I'm biased. Your mama must be some kid of mine because that's what she was doing to me, boy. While she was whooping, she was talking and telling me. And yeah, that was the worst part, Sylvia. Because, I mean, you know, the thing, like I said, go ahead and get it over with. And then we talk later.
I remember one time I used to tell my kid, I said, this hurt me more than it hurt you. And realistically, it did hurt me because when I swing back with that belt, it hit me on the shoulder, the back, and I got to come back. I got to come back harder.
Oh, Jen, I'm serious. Oh boy, yeah, Big Mama was rough too. G Mama go.
Yeah,
but I didn't get a lot of things out of Big Mama that I could out of my mama though. Yeah, that's right, Tina.
We also have some good kids, but Well,
That's right. That's why I said that we're just talking about some.
yeah.
We're not talking about all of them because I got some good kids too, and I know this. I've had uh, trouble with some of them, just like you have had with yours. I know
Mhm.
every kid have not been a perfect angel. Now I know this for a fact because I got some good ones and I got some good grandkids,
Yeah,
and they ain't been no angels the whole time.
that's true. That's true. We all got some bad ones and some good ones.
Yes. Well, that's true too, Sylvia. That is so true. But the thing of what I was saying, I said there hadn't been no angels. Now my daughter nickname is Angel, but I wasn't talking about her specific. Let me clear that up because I know she's listening.
I'm
But
by. I'm
we'll
by.
find
We know your nickname ain't Angel.
out. Oh boy. I had to wipe my eye on that because Jed had me laughing. He said he'd go all the way back and hit himself in the back.
do shoot.
Oh boy. But
Now my grandson in there right now. Next side his room is a closet. I got
mhm.
my old uniform belt sitting right on the doorknob right there. And whenever the grandkids come and everything, they see it sitting right there. I tell nobody bet not move it.
You guys make sure you hit that like button and share us out if you want to. I know we're not really talking about a whole lot of stuff that a lot of you want to hear about, but yeah, there she is. I
Hey,
know.
Yonka, how you doing, Angel?
Told you. Yeah, I told you. I know she was listening. Hey, GT, what is up there in Alaska?
JT, what's up?
What the weather be like up there, GT?
A little under 50 degrees.
Well, it's supposed to get down to 49 here tomorrow.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah, 49. And it's cool tonight, if you really want to know the truth.
So you,
46 degrees.
oh Lord.
GT said 46 degrees. Is that now or what it's supposed to get down to? 46 degrees is not really bad in Alaska.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. This whole week, the lowest is 59. No, 56. That's the lowest this whole week. I could deal with that.
Well, whether I can deal with it or not, 49, I'm going to have to deal with it.
And now I got that soursop sitting out there. I don't want nothing to happen to it. I don't want
Well,
nothing to happen to it.
like I said, all my stuff is sprouted. It's up. And maybe that's a good thing because Fran was talking about germination. 66 where
I,
Sylvia is. Hey, oops.
I should have did a video, but I forgot to do the video. I got not a mango, Lord.
GT said his high was 48 degrees. Mm.
I forgot my doggone tree name. Oh Lord, have mercy.
In Minnesota, Mike, 80 degrees. Good Lord, they must have switched up the weather then.
Lord have mercy. What's the name of that tree?
Jim Grove,
Papaya.
what zone are you in?
I got a papaya tree out there. Bam it, you won't believe it. It was a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to grow papaya here for the longest. But this papaya tree I got the other day,
62 in Missouri.
this tree is about 6 feet tall, got little papayas on it. And I think the original price was 80 something dollars. I got it for, I think, $12.
Mm.
It wasn't my fault. I didn't take the sales slip off of nothing. But the lady, she said, I ain't messing with it. She said, that tree you got right there, I'm gonna ring that tree up, and I'm gonna give you a 50% discount on that tree. I got that big old tree for $12.
Oh, okay then. Miss Tina said all week high in the 80s, low in the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys can grow plenty of stuff down there.
Yeah,
what did I tell you guys? Didn't I tell you she'd be here?
I fell asleep. I'm so sorry.
You fell asleep.
Okay, you all right?
Oh, I didn't get my nap earlier today. And then after a few lies I had eaten, and then you know how you say I'm going to sit here for a few minutes and I'm going to take a quick nap or just relax. And next thing I know, I didn't know I had fell asleep till I woke up. And I was like, what time is it? Like, oh, snap.
Unbiased, you can't get cut into this.
You can't get cut into this.
You got two things going, Miss Shirley?
Yeah, I had my laptop going.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, that's it.
No, still got
echo.
You still got an echo?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You want me to go out, come back in? Because that's what happened last time.
Yeah, I did that.
Unbiased, we can't get no cuttings off that papaya tree.
Well, she'll be back, people. You know, it wouldn't be the OGs if we didn't have Miss Shirley. Okay.
G Mama Grows, I got another pawpaw tree too. I got a big pawpaw
How's
tree.
that?
Okay. All right, you good.
Okay. Yeah, you good.
Okay.
G Mama Grow, I got a big pawpaw tree because I want to taste them pawpaws so I can tell everybody how pawpaw tastes.
That was my next question. I was like, what is a pawpaw?
I think he picking at somebody that called him pawpaw instead of papaya.
I know, but I'm just saying, you know, they always talk about pawpaw trees. I never had anything from a soursop and a pawpaw, but they always talking about them.
Your Mama Rose says she want a pawpaw so bad. So bad.
Yeah. Never mind.
And they said you need two of them.
Let me stop.
Yeah, I see J3 cutting up tonight. When he shook his head, I was like, oh, okay.
It was there, but I'm sorry, but the right person ain't here because she wants to know what a pawpaw tastes like. And somebody started this whole situation about pawpaw. And some people call me pawpaw. So that's what it kind of drifted to.
Oh, okay.
I know I am, New Orleans Garland. Miss Linda, yes, I know I am.
I don't think Tino was talking about you. He's acting up. He's acting up. He's acting up. But I want to find out something from the chat. I wish I had Led Farmer here tonight because I know that if anybody got this problem, he got to have it. Because what I'm trying to figure out, if anybody in the chat, how do you handle the pests like rats, mice, rodents? Because if you got chickens or you got something that you use grain or corn, then you're going to have them. And I don't care if you got them up in a coop, box, or whatever. But, you know.
Well, that's why Homestead Heart got all those cats on her land.
Right.
She got all those feral cats because she says she don't have that problem with rodents. And they put all their feeds in like galvanized trash cans. They don't leave them in the bags or in boxes and stuff because they can chew right through them. Right. You know, so They take a lot of precautions in regards to that because, like you said, they got chickens and quails and ducks and geese and everything else, and to keep the rat population down. They didn't adopted so many cats, and they had a lot of them neutered too, so that they
Right.
didn't super multiply. But they still got a large number of them because they also snatch out voles and moles in the gardens too. They don't like those either. So
Right.
yeah, cats is just one of them because we got a lot of feral cats that's been popping up over here, and I haven't seen any mice or rats or anything around here. So yeah.
Well, Happy Mac says she got foxes that eat up all the rodents, but she don't have chickens. They would eat them too, which is so true. I don't have any trouble with them eating my feed or going into my feed, but I see certain places that they have burrowed or they have dug, because even if you got your chicken pen set up and in a way where nothing can get in it, they can dig, they can chew or whatever. Anyway, you got corn or anything like that drops, then
Right.
Yeah.
they coming. But the thing about it, I had the guy at the feed store to tell me about poison. But the thing about it, I don't want to put that out because then
No.
it will kill the feral cats. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And every now and then we have a few come through, but I don't have cats like that around the place.
Mr.
Okay.
Mr. Diamond,
I wish
you,
I did.
on your chicken pen, do you have anything on the ground outside your pen?
I got wire.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too,
Right.
like chicken wire, so they can't dig
I
around.
got wire.
Right. I got the cloth wire down there around my chicken pen.
Mm-hmm.
And I start not too long ago, I was digging to put some down. I realized I already had some down. So I put the wire out at least 2 feet from the chicken house.
Mm-hmm.
And that way they want to get as close as they can to dig in. But
Now I seen on Supreme Family, he took bottles and crushed them up glass.
yeah, that's
And right at the fence line there, he dug a trench all the way around, and he put what do you call it, shattered glass and stuff, shards down there to keep from them, to help them from digging up around the pens too. So everybody got their own methods on how they try to deter foxes or raccoons or whatever else, digging around the pens. But I was watching I forgot what live the other day. I just was perusing through some of them, and they were having problems with black snakes. Little boy went to collect the eggs, and he came running back to the house saying, "Daddy, there's a snake in the chicken box."
Mm-hmm.
And he went in there and he got it out. He didn't hurt it. He had his gun too. He showed his gun before he knew it because he was going in there to shoot it. But he said that they do a lot. They do eat a lot of the rats and what have you around the pen. So he didn't want to kill the snake. He just wanted to move it somewhere else because it was eating up his chicken eggs.
Well, me personally,
they will definitely eat eggs. I know that for a fact.
any dead snake is a good steak as far as I'm concerned.
Regardless of what good it does.
I don't care if it came from the school and my grandson got in the room, it'll be a dead one.
Okay.
Well, the child wasn't scared of it. He knew what it was. So he knew it does eat rodents and other creatures, but it just wasn't supposed to be in the chicken box that day.
Right.
Tampa Creek says she don't mess with no snakes. So I can understand that because I'm like Jed. Ain't no good snake.
Good snake.
No, ain't no good snake. I'll let them go if they go on. But if they want to hang around, then I have to use other measures.
Yeah.
Like I was saying is I see what you're saying, Oops. Oops said he got about 16 cats. I wish I had about five myself. I don't have any problem where my big chicks are. The one that my layers, I don't have that problem. But the new chicks that I got up, the betties that I got up off the ground,
Hey, Tampa.
that I'm getting ready to put in the new pen that I'm building is, they drop the feed as they eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So then the field rats or whatever, they come to the
Yeah.
feed and they burrow up under whatever is next to it. So they got a little hiding place.
Yeah, well, they want to be close to the food source. They want to be
Yes.
the first one there to get it.
Yes, and then see that's what I was saying that the guy at the feed store was telling me about all this good rat poison and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't
Nah.
want to harm. I don't want to harm anything else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I still use my squirrelinator too.
Well, that's
squirrel-
what
squirrel-
Oos was saying.
Them squirrels been gone for a good while, but now that I put these trees over here, I see the squirrels are coming back. And my citrus container, I see they just digging up in there. But I'm gonna set that out with some chicken food, and we're gonna get rid of some more squirrels.
God tenacious earth.
Yeah, well, I got problems with the raccoons. They didn't woke up, and the pots I got outside in the backyard, they've been digging in them. And that's how I know that they finally done woke up and they out, because they waking up hungry and they looking for stuff. And I was like, not yet.
Well, sticky traps won't work on field mouse. Oops. Not these things. These things walk around with a razor in their back pocket. So
they educated, huh?
yes, and then you gotta have one of them outlaw cats. You can't have one of them tame cats because they whoop that cat up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You gotta have a gangster one.
I had dogs all on my property, but my neighbor, she got like 3 cats, and that cat would always come walk through my yard. And at first I used to run them away. I don't run them away now. I just, hey, do your do.
Yeah. But that was. I mean, I've had about 4 or 5 cats once before, but they wasn't mine. It's sort of like what you were saying, Jed. They just come visit, and then they clean up around there, and then they disappear.
Yeah, I think I might. As soon as I get my chickens back in, I believe I might go to the SPC, whatever that is, the animal shelter, and I might
ATL.
Yeah, I might get me 2 or 3 cats, and they get fed in the back. They ain't got no business coming to the house because I'm gonna put me another dog out there sooner or later.
Oh, come on, boss. Come on, don't be like
I can't see the chat. What did she say?
She said she should have skipped this live because she's scared already, all over again.
Oh Lord,
She
working out in the yard.
She's not built for this.
Welcome in, Nikki. How you doing?
Hey, Nikki. Boss, let me tell you something now. If you're going to get out there and do like you did the other day, I saw you working that tiller and out there, you said that you were going to have one of the best guys you ever have.
Hands in the dirt.
Then you got to stay out there with it.
Yeah, it ain't going to do itself.
That's right. And it's just about as bad as people talking about they scared of them bugs and stuff. You got to hang in there. You got to be tough now. You got to have a positive attitude in order to be successful.
It's funny though. I never seen so many people scared of bugs. And I feel like this. If I get to it before it get to me, oh, it's a wrap. You out.
Yeah. You're so right about that.
I don't worry about the bugs. It's just that now I was picking my mulberry, saw a snake in the ditch, and I talked to him for a few minutes. I said, "You ain't got no business being on my property." And I talked to him. I said, "If you there when I come back, you ain't gonna be no more." I came all the way to the house, got my 410, went back to where he was at, and he was still there. So I said, "One,
oh, he ain't scared.
he ain't gonna be scared no more. Ain't no need being scared no more."
Okay.
I understand, Temple, because I don't do them either. if they go on about their business and get out of my way, I won't bother. But if they refuse to move, then I'll just have to move.
Hey. I'm gonna put something there.
Well, the deer had already hit the front yard. I was out there looking at the plants that I put out this past fall, and my perennials, and they're coming back. But then I seen all the tips missing, and then you can see all the little bite marks of the tender leaves that's just been coming up. So I know the deer's back out because they nipped every leaf out there. So I was like, okay, here we go. So I came back in the house and I started looking for my sprayers and cayenne pepper. So I could start making up my sprays. But it's been raining here for the last 3 days straight. I did a video early Saturday morning, a couple of videos, and it started getting dark and it ran me in the house. It started raining less than an hour after I came in, and it hasn't stopped raining. It's been raining every single day, all day. We went from 82 on Friday, and it's 46 out there now.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so we can't plant nothing.
Like I said, they're supposed to drop down to 49 here. So that's a big drop. Now, I was telling
Fran,
tell
me about it.
I was telling Fran that now that everything have come up, I needed that warm weather for that soil. But what can it do?
It's so soggy. Yeah. I was feeling bad for CC. I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh, leave Lake CC alone. They got some good fish out there.
That broke my heart. I was just like, she came out there and that water was up past her ankles. I was like, oh my goodness. And I know that just had to upset her. I mean, when your garden go up underwater like that, there's nothing you can do about it. And then it stopped raining for a minute, but then it started back up again. So the ground is so oversaturated, it's gonna stay Lake CC for a while until the heat come out and start drying it out. But then she's gonna deal with humidity and bugs, mosquitoes and everything else out there.
So, sister, welcome in.
Yeah.
Also from every front. Oh, okay.
It's we had, like I said, we had that big storm come through early this morning. I mean, it was a big one, and we've been getting the rain too. We've been getting the water, and but it was the white temperature that was helping my garden at the same time. But now when you start getting that water, and then you get them cold temps, then it's not gonna help too much of nothing. But I mean, what can you do? You gotta take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
My yard is looking good. It's blooming. I got all kinds of flowers. I got my ground cover called Snow on the Mountain. It's so pretty out there. And the daffodils and the hyacinths just got through blooming. So now I got my echinaceas is starting to come up, and all my Shasta daisies and my lavender and things. My yard is waking up, with all this rain and stuff, but I can't work in the garden because the ground is so wet over there and saturated. I don't want to put any plants in there because they will actually be suffocated from that heavy rain, the soil. They'll won't have any oxygen around their roots. So it might be okay for stuff that's already in there, like my perennials, but as far as my main garden, I can't get anything going because it's just too wet.
Well, I'm really excited.
And my blueberries is doing good though.
All right.
Where you get them blueberries from?
From Mr. Jig. My honey slanger.
Well, I'm really thrilled and excited to see my queen unbiased doing the garden like she's doing, though. I really am.
Yeah.
And I don't want her to get scared of little stuff that is part of nature. Don't want her doing that. Definitely want her to stick with it and stay with it.
Yeah, stay with it.
Yeah. Bugs aren't going anywhere. They're going to be here. So I'm going to have to learn to kind of deal with them.
Yeah, and anything else that's outside, you just have to do what you got to do. Be
That's
you.
That's
Be
it.
you, because people, we gonna need this. I'm serious. You're gonna need that garden. And I know it's hard for people to try to have livestock. Everybody can't do that. But even if you
Yeah.
live in an apartment, you can raise something. You
Uh,
can do something.
let me tell y'all about a bishop I knew in New York City. They got them 3-story, ain't up but one family, but 3-story high.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2-story high in the third, and the bottom was level with the ground. This was the pastor of my church. He had chickens in his basement. Nobody ever known.
Mm.
The only way you know he got chickens if you go to his house. Other than that, I think he had 6 chickens in his basement. Nobody ever knew about it.
Hmm.
Wow.
But yeah, cereal, you're so right about that. It is looking shaky in the stores already. Already. That's why
And,
I'm saying, hey, Ken.
and expensive.
And
Yes,
prices are ridiculous too.
yes.
Everything's going through the roof.
You know, now, since I've been on this carnivore diet, I go to the store every month to pack up on my meat and bacon and stuff. This is the first time ever I went to the store, got the meat and bacon, and spent over $200.
Mm.
And this is my 5th month. And every month I've been going, I spend less than $200. This time I was over $200 something dollars, and I brought home less meat than I usually bring home.
Well,
That's
I'm
why,
trying to get my sister and my cousin to go in on a cow, because we all got little small chest freezers
that's
other
all right.
than, the
Hey,
one of, and I said, let's go, let's put our money together and just go in on a cow, and then we just split it up amongst us. It's no different
Yeah.
than going to wholesale like Costco's or whatever and buying toilet paper, and you take this half, I take that half, or whatever,
Hey, Tim, how
to
you
try
doing?
to ease your pockets. But they don't want to do it. Talking about that's too much money. I was like, have you seen prices at the store?
That's
And
it.
I was like, and you know what you're getting, and this hasn't been in on a boat or a ship or whatever. It's fresh, coming straight from the farmer, so you know what you got. And they don't seem to understand the concept. But let me cook a meal, and they get a chance to eat it, and
That's
they
some
say
hard
how
working
good it
man.
is, you know. But
mhm.
I was like, well, this is the same farmer that I got this meat from, whether it's steaks or chicken or whatever. And this is the same people I'm trying to get you to go in on to help save some money in your pocket. And you're getting the good stuff. And they
Right.
still don't seem to understand the concept. So I was like, you know what? While y'all eating all that antibiotic added to your food and this and that and the other, I got the real deal. And my stomach, I don't have stomach issues. You do. So think about that. So
Well,
yeah.
sure, I want to know, did anybody know a processor, hog, or cow? If there's anybody in the chat that knows, let Miss Cheryl Norrise know.
Black Tropical, when she had their hogs and pigs, they dressed
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But
And
And so do Homestead Hart. She got videos on them, her and Mr. Hart doing chickens and stuff. There's a lot of folks out there that knows
I
how to do
think
that.
what Ms.
I think
Norrise was asking was that, do anybody in the chat know of anybody that sells them like that?
Where they can go purchase.
Yeah.
yeah, I know. You could buy a cow here. I mentioned, don't even remember the name of the people. But anyway, Black's Tropical, they also use the same people too, and they ordered a cow. They ordered a half a whole cow, and they were loaded. I got the same stuff. My freezers.
Happy Mac said Facebook Marketplace is a good
Yeah,
place to start looking.
you can look on there too.
Mm. Yeah, but contact,
Well, you
like
can
you said,
also check. Oh, if they got a farmer's market in their town where she live at, she can check with them and see if there's anybody locally or that's within that, setup where they could get that.
well, most people that butcher and process like that, the whole or half pig, cow, is they arrange it so they can meet you halfway, or if you're close enough, they'll deliver it to you.
Right.
But I'll get Black Tropical, Sherry and Bobby, to post that particular farm where they got theirs from.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of meat, Stacy. But if Miss Shirley and them gonna do it the way they planned, about 4 people, then it's not as much meat as you think. Yeah.
Right. Right.
That's great, Soul Sister. Yeah, you definitely taste the difference.
Oh yeah.
That's just like the food that you grow. You can tell the difference.
Yeah. It cooks so much easier. It absorbs the flavors that you add to it, and it just melts in your mouth. It's not tough. You're not chewing bubble gum or leather. You're chewing real food, and it has all the nutrients and stuff in it. It's not all that other additives and what have you in it. It does make a difference in taste. And people look at you like, oh, I never tasted anything like this before. I can believe that. Yeah, you're right.
If you're in Georgia, it's called Hunter's Cattle Company. You can buy
Cattleman sells it.
You could buy the whole half a quarter of a cow.
Yeah, Hands in the Dirt. Stacy said Georgia's Cattleman sells it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's several places. I know somebody in the chat would definitely know.
Yeah, Hunter Cattle.
I've seen the cattlemen on Facebook.
They close up to me, so they're in Brooklyn, Georgia, and they're close up by me, so them I know.
Okay. Well, G-Mama says she prefer meat markets over grocery stores. Make sure you guys hit that like button now. Make sure you do. And shows that you like us. What that sis? Just that's a little bit.
It's a little bit.
But make sure whatever you do, people, that you plant something. I mean, just bucket, whatever. Just plant something.
Grow something because you're gonna need it.
Yes, and you definitely appreciate you doing it because, as you have already stated, that these prices have gone crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are already planning it. Okay, that's great. I know Stacy have already planned it because I saw some of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Sister Shirley, I know she's on it.
I got stuff growing in here right now. So proud of. I got my Cherokee purple tomatoes came up. I got squash. I have peppers, and these are seeds from peppers that I grew last year that I collected. And like they said, gardening will teach you patience. I was like looking at them and they weren't coming up, and I kept them watered, and I got them under this grow light, and I didn't see anything. And then the next day I saw one leaf coming up, and then I seen another one, and some of them I had 2 in there, and the other one finally came up. I was like, oh snap. Look at this. I'm germinating food over here. Yeah, I'm normally I'm like T-Nog. I like to direct sow into my garden because the soil has warmed up and it doesn't take it any time for my squash and cucumbers to come up. But this year I'm actually starting seedlings in the house, and they're germinated. And now some of them I actually need to take them out and up pot them into something else because they're crowding each other out. And I was like, well, I mean, this is May and we haven't warmed up where we have more than 2 or 3 days consecutive above 60 degrees before the temperature drops,
Right.
So I'm trying to keep the stuff as alive as much as possible. And not last weekend before, we went to the farmer's market and I got plugs. And I never had plugs before, but the guy Adam, I like his stand at the farmer's market. He gave me extra plugs. He said, I'm not going to charge you for it. It's like $1 a plug. And I brought those plugs home and potted them up. I got celery going and Brussels sprouts and eggplant and a few other things growing. And they took and they're getting bigger. And I'm like, come on, weather, we got to do something before these get too big. I don't want to up pot these again. I want to put them into the yard. So I got some stuff right now that's been outside with the warm and the cold weather that's already acclimated to the temperature. And then the ones in the back, I want to bring them out, but it's been too cold to sit them out. And like I said, it's been raining for the last 2-3 days. And it went from 80 some degrees down to 46. I don't want to shock them after nurturing and getting them this far. So, yeah, it's a little disconcerting that this weather is so unpredictable. It's really hard to get excited about gardening outside.
I see
He said he got tomatoes up there in Alaska, so
I see Tiyanka take out to her daddy.
oh yeah. I tell you what, once she grew her first crop and harvested, I started her off with trees, with peach trees. That's what I started off with. And doggone it, she got to eat a peach, and I didn't get one off my tree.
She didn't say one for daddy. She didn't say one for daddy.
I'm talking about off of my tree. I didn't get in there, but she got them off of her tree.
Oh, okay.
But it's great.
Well,
Great that she started. I'm glad, after I saw her and my son pick it up like they did, it just thrilled me to death. Really did.
I looked in the backyard with all this rain. My strawberry patch, it was just all green. Now I see all these white blossoms all over the yard. I was like, yes, at least my strawberries is trying to do a comeback. So I was like, hey. I told my granddaughter, they came and got me Friday night, and I spent the night, and I came home Saturday. They took me to breakfast and everything. We had a good day. It rained. We was out in and out of the rain, but we had a good day. And I was like, when my strawberries start ripening, I want you to bring the great grandbaby over, and I want to see her reach down and pick her own strawberry. And I want to be able to videotape it because I gave her some last year and she loved them. So I would really like to see my great grandbaby go into the garden and pick her first strawberry on her own and eat it, because I don't spray anything on it or what have you. I'll make sure there's not a slug on it, and I'm going to let her take it and eat it and just let her enjoy herself in that strawberry patch. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Unbiased want to know, have anybody grown in a hyssop? Is that the way to pronounce it?
Hyssop.
Hyssop before.
Hyssop.
I grew some for some beer in the backyard.
Well, G Mama Grove is answering her question. So this tea and leaves taste like liquors. All right.
Okay.
Hey, Harriet.
No hyssop, but it's pretty. How you doing, Miss Harriet? Thank you, fan watching from the bushes. My children.
Okay. G Mama on that. She got that covered, so we don't have to worry about it. Like I said, all you got to do is just ask a question in here and somebody be right on it.
Somebody got the answer.
Yes, sir. And that's what I like about it.
Yeah, the chipmunks are killing me, though. Hey.
Well, you got a problem with chipmunks.
We got too many hawks around here. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a problem with chipmunks, and I got a problem with squirrels.
Tree rats. Well, you ought to call Mike over there. The squirrel.
I done called Mike. I done talked to him, and I have begged him.
His money ain't big enough for Mike to come there. His money ain't big enough.
I begged him and everything. I even offered to send him a plane ticket, but he don't do him a laugh about it and talk about feed his squirrels. Well, people, it's been a blast, and we've done our hour. And I really appreciate each and every one of you all for stopping by and sharing this time with the OGs. So we're going to say good night to everybody.
Good night, y'all.
We love you. And there ain't a thing in the world you can do about it. But
But
join us
love,
Tuesday
but love
night.
them black.
Join us Tuesday night for roll call with Babbitt.
All
Okay.
right.
So we gonna say good night, people.
Good
Good night,
night.
y'all.